Love on him. If a person has cancer, do you write the cancer victim off? I can't hear.
No.
No, you don't. And just look at him as a cancer victim. What he's doing is not okay. Don't give him your opinion. Don't tell him what he's doing okay. Just keep loving on him. My wife's parents, country people, they seen what I put my wife through. Is it okay for a person to smoke cones under your roof? Well, what should you do with him? No. Oh, you're all turned in like me. No. Now you kick him out. And you wait until he wakes up after he's had his munchies, and he wakes up in the morning, has a big yawn, and you sit him down and say, son, I love you, son. I love who you are as a man. You really matter to me. I want you in my home, but we have a problem. And this is my home. You're a grown man now. This is the atmosphere I want in my home. I want love and joy and peace and patience, and I want a good atmosphere. And I don't want drugs in my home. If you want to smoke cannabis, if you want to live that style, that's your choice. I want to respect the right for you to make your choice. That's your choice. Not mine, is yours. But I can't have that in my home. As long as you want to stay under my roof, you need to actually agree that you're not going to smoke cannabis on or off the property. Is that understood? Well, no, Mum, I like my drugs. Well, I'm sorry, son. Well, this isn't a place for you anymore. Can you please move out? Is that fair or unfair? That's what you need to do.
I've been to rehab 7 times, some voluntary time, some not, but doesn't matter, in and out of jail. And now I'm watching my son in addiction. And I love everything you're saying, and it's great, and this tough love's so effing hard for me.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it tough love. It's cause and effect. I mean, it's common sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's their choice. It's my choice to live my life. My choice.
But the thing I struggle with is letting, the worst case scenario is they'll do themselves in. When you say that's worst case scenario, I don't know if I can deal with that. That's what I want to know. How far do we... My son who's 18, everyone's turned on him. It's only me who goes and walks to see him every day. My partner I've been with for 25 years, him and I nearly breaking up. And I do fear that my son will hurt himself. But I just got to...
Keep loving on him, enjoy him while you have him.
And I do,
if he dies, you're going to have to deal with it, I'm sorry.
And I do keep loving on him, and I'll keep doing that.
Yeah, keep doing it.
Yeah, thank you.
Keep doing it. You really need to appreciate your loved one while you have them. Yes, there is a chance that they're going to die. But if you want to speed up the process, this is what you do to speed up the process. You've got to bring them to the end of themselves. You love on them through the process. You guard your own heart. Every time you come into their presence, you've got to expect that they're going to blame you for why they are like why you are. Well, you failed as a mum, you failed as a dad. Why weren't you there for me? They can continue to blame everybody else for why they are like they are, or they can be like me, stand up and take responsibility for your actions. If you picture, right, you got a loved one that you're caught up in addiction. I'm not saying give up on the person. Just set your boundaries, guard your heart, and just love them. Love them. Don't read condemnation on them. Don't tell them what they're doing is wrong. Don't say you look stupid. Don't say you look sick. Don't do any of that. Just keep loving on them. Appreciate them, why they're in your company. They might not be here forever. They might actually die, but they are slowly dying anyway. And the longer they stay in that state, when you stick that chemical in your system, you're flipping switches upstairs. And I've got inundated with fellas that have got psychosis, olanzapine, and all these other mental health stuff, and they are like that forever. And you want a vegetable for the rest of your life, hey, just put a roof over their head, feed them, clothe them, pull the hooks out the back. No.
We're closer together, and I hope my son is closer to us. And my girls now support Paul, and for a long time they didn't understand it, but they're now back to loving him and supporting him.
It's been long, it's been tiring. Desperate. It's been very desperate and sad. I've lost so much through drug use and surrounding myself with the lifestyle and the people that it brings into your life, and I've lost my family. I've still got my kids, which I'm just so thankful for. But I've lost the family unit and my home, my business, everything. It's been hard. It's been very sad and very depressing.
Okay. So the thing I got from the last session was to deliver the truth, but with love and not anger, and try to keep the emotion out of it, and just keep loving the person despite what they're doing.
So bring the truth without condemnation and without shame. I think for the last session I learned a lot about setting my boundaries and not, of course, letting him back into the home, but stating the fact that I still love him. He's my son, and I love him. He'll always be my son, and I love him. But I need to be the person, not that he wants me to be, but what I need to be for him. That's something I really learned today, and I'm just trying to formulate that language. I've heard Pete say that today, but I really understand of moving our son, or husband, to that point where he's got to own the problem. He's got to own and take responsibility for it.
So say the person is living at the grandparents' house, the mother and father turn their backs on him. Do you think that the mother and father have got the right to go to the grandparents' house, ranting and raving and carrying on and saying that they should do it their way, or?
What do you think?
I think not, actually.
Well, you're right.
Oh. Well, then what makes the mother and father think that they can then?
Well, they're not supposed to. The person's a grown person now. Once a person takes the right for you to speak into their life out off you, you don't have a right. Who do you think you are going to tell somebody else how to live their life? It's not your right anymore. You've done your job. They're 16 years old. They've moved on. They don't want to hear what you have to say. And they've taken it off you. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are to control them as adults, their decisions? Who do you think you are? That is not your right anymore. Stop it. That's their life, not yours. Butt out. If they come to and ask for help, then hey. But until then, it's none of your business. Is that right? You don't want to hold that mic anymore, do you?
What we can do from here is just continue to be there for him, but give him his space and not tell him what he should do. And being a grown man, he'll figure it out.
Show him that we still love him, and we are there for him.
And that we don't judge him.
Yeah. But let him own his own problems, not rescue him. So we've learned, to recognise that. And he's a grown man. One thing that spoke loud today to me was that he's a grown man, he's an adult, and he'll make his own decisions. And if he really wants help, he knows where to go. We've given him the number, he knows there's rehab out there.
When you take a person from one culture and you put them over into another culture, I feel like I'm a weed, I don't belong, that I'm not good enough, I can't fit. So they run back to where they feel comfortable, which is the jail and the drugs and the stuff. But the problem is, where I feel comfortable, everybody's doing what I don't want to do. So sometimes I actually try and find a line in the middle, and they think, okay, I'm just going to be right here. I'm not going to hang around with them. I don't fit over there. I'm just going to go here. But now and again, if they get in a pickle, they'll run over here and then they'll run back here again. Or they'll swap the meth for the chalk, or they'll do something to try and keep them in the middle of the thing, and it just doesn't work. It will for a short season, but it doesn't work. Sometimes it takes a person on the outside of the circle to show the person on the inside what it is they can't see. I don't have one program, I have 75 programs because I have 75 men who come from 75 different backgrounds who all think, speak, act and respond differently. And some are grade 2, some are grade 7, some are year 12. All of them are different and they've got to be treated differently. Our program is you're out of bed at 6:30. You have free time between 6:30 and 8. We do group devotionals. We get out and do a Bible study between 8 and 9. We have free time between 9 and 9:30, and then we work. People in society work from Monday to Fridays. We work in Shalom from Monday to Fridays. We're a working rehabilitation centre. You must be able to work. And we've got to teach them everything. We've got to teach them how to speak, how to act, how to respond, how to communicate, how to work, how to wake, how to sleep, how to cook, how to clean. Rehabilitation is not just one thing. It's in the context of the whole person, north, south, east and west. Not just the person. So we've got to find out what that person, some people come in with a really, really high standard. Some people come in with a really, really low standard. Some people just never cleaned a room, like my son, and some people actually do clean a room. But there's a middle standard that we want to bring those who are too high down and those who are too low up, that I think that all of us can function on. On the Friday nights, we actually do 3 church services every weekend. And the reason we do 3 church services is what we try to do is show the fellas that the body of Christ or the Christianity worships differently. I have lots of fellows who come in my house as an atheist. You're welcome in my house as an atheist. You're Buddhist and Buddhism, I don't care what faith you have, you are welcome in my place. But we are, as far as I'm concerned, we are a faith-based rehabilitation centre. We are a Christian rehab. Yes, we go to church. Yes, we read the Bible. My oath we do. But we're not religious. And what we're saying is, hey, when you first come into us, we've taken 100% of your life off you. Now you're about to go home on the weekend. We're going to give you 10% of your life back. We want you to put in practice what you've learned in these last 3 months in your home environment. and we send them home for the weekend. And when they come back, we can tell by the communication with the parent or by the individual, did or didn't they put into practice what we've learned of them. What temptations come in their way? How do they handle the temptations? The whole lot of it is about discipleship.
The biggest difference between Shalom and other rehabs is that, like we've talked about, all the families are affected, and they actually focus on bringing all the family back together.
It deals with the whole person as a whole, not just the addiction, but also his thinking, his thought patterns, and his bad habits, just daily habits.
Everything I said about Shalom House, if you go along there, you might as well pack your bags first, because you're either going to not go home or not be accepted. You know, if you are accepted, you go straight in.
The thing that most stood out for me today was delivering the truth without shame and condemnation. So I've learned to distinguish setting boundaries and setting the difference of yet still delivering the truth with love. To leave that essence of love.
Stood out for me, Paul's testimony, how proud I am of him now, and how healthy he is now.
Until now, I've convinced myself that I ended up at Shalom because of the things that other people have done to me. But that selfish way of thinking is now gone. Now I'm living in reality, and I can finally begin to heal. Now as a Christian man, I can go out in the community and contribute in a positive manner by the way I live my life. So far, God is telling me that once I finish the program, I need to get back into the workforce, be a fantastic father to my children, and no longer be a burden or a source of stress on the people around me. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody involved at Shalom for helping me change my life.